What's going on, everybody? This is Trey Taylor, recording artist out of the PG County and Calvert County area, and we have Real Talk with The6thman. Check us out.
Welcome to the show. It's Real Talk with The6thman. I'm your host, The6thman. This podcast is uncut, unscripted, and we talk about a wide range of topics: Black entrepreneurship, social injustice, education, finances, the family dynamic, Me Too movement, Black Lives Matter, and mental health, along with many more. It's a Real Talk podcast to empower, educate, encourage, uplift, and inspire, and to allow others to be better than they were yesterday. Welcome back to the show, y'all. Welcome back, man. It's gonna be a good day, man. I got this young man is my guest. I've known this young man for a long time, and it's very fitting that he humbly gave me an opportunity to interview him. I mean, he's doing some major things. I'm gonna let him talk about that, but I know he's a busy man, and I'm just humbled that he gave me an opportunity to interview him on his newest venture. And I also just like to give him a quick shout out for allowing him himself to be available for me for my show, because he actually did an intro for me for my podcast, and I'm definitely make sure I put that thing on so y'all can hear it. But without further ado, Trey, man, how you doing, man?
I'm feeling good. How you feeling today, bro?
Man, I'm chilling, man. You know me, man. I don't do too much, but I want to talk about, just in general, how we met, and just go back down memory lane a little bit, and just give me some memories of, you remembering us and us coming through. Because I remember we had a conversation and you were saying that you remember some of the OG lessons that we used to give you.
Oh, man, for
so
sure.
I wanted to talk about that a little bit.
First and foremost, man, thank you for having me a part of your program as well. Very humbling. We made sure to get out here, make the time on both ends.
Right.
And man, this is just a blessing. Just
Right.
Totally, bro.
Right.
Starting off, Uncle T.
Yeah.
Close man with Uncle T.
Yeah.
So for the most part, it was just us. As far as me coming up as a youngin', I'm gonna say this: I'm a very well-spoken person now, and I had dodged a lot of self-induced obstacles to get to where I am. And anytime that I came out of the beaten path, Uncle T, you, and the rest of the fellas, man, when I was around y'all at the cookouts, family events, or just simply sitting back watching the game, y'all made sure to spit any knowledge you guys had to me. And it's definitely molded me into who I am now. And this is just really like just a real close relationship, man, overall. So I just really appreciate this, man.
That's what's up.
And I just think it's just ironic how everything just fell into place.
Exactly.
And when, stuff just really started settling down as far as getting into the swing of things and now being a recording artist.
Right.
That this came full swing, man. You rocking and rolling with the podcast.
Right.
And I'm excited, bro.
Right. So like how different has it been thus far, and how has the transition been? Because I know it's always a transition period of being kind of like, a normal teenager growing up, and then now you're a grown man, but now you're a grown man doing something, totally different than what you started out with. So how's that transition been?
So overall, for the transition, how I look at it is, so I started when I was 13, as far as like recording, making music and everything. So Lil Wayne, No Ceilings, he got a song, Wash My Shoes.
Okay.
I used to stay a lot with my grandmother, so as far as rap music and everything, I didn't really get to hear it on a day-to-day basis.
Okay.
So that was the first time where I started actually listening to rap music like a lot. Is I want to say when Lil Wayne, between that Carter 3, all the mixtapes, and Carter 4, when that came out. Big Lil Wayne, Young Money fan.
Right.
So that junk came out. I wrote to the cadence. I looked up the instrumental. So I wrote to the cadence and everything, told my dad, hey, I want you to hear this. And he was like, before we do anything, I'm on the way home. I want you to look up what 16 bars is. Go ahead, write it up. So I looked it up. I went ahead and
Good old Ellis.
Yep, OG. So I went ahead and got that junk knocked out. And without any talking, I think within like a week or two, my cousin Mark, big cousin Mark, and him, they actually built a studio in my basement.
Okay.
So I was playing around with that. It was a PreSonus Studio One.
Okay.
But I didn't know what I was doing, so I was recording. But when I was recording and stuff, it was in a basement, wide open, unfinished basement in our house.
Okay.
So all the echoes,
Everything.
the noises, mom screaming, take the trash out and stuff, all in the background like it's an ad lib and stuff. Any people upstairs watching the game, talking.
Right.
Like in the main area, you can hear it all through the vents. And then moving forward past that, I started learning that you gotta have effects. I started learning because when I first started making music, I was doing everything in one take. So if one of the takes was messed up,
you had to do it
I did the whole song, hook and everything all in one take.
Wow.
Yep. So I started having friends and stuff come around, and they started showing me like how they had it on their laptop. And man, this is all I needed. You don't need all this.
Right.
So I was like, all right, this the setup in the basement.
Go a little basic.
On God. I started using my mom's closet to record.
Wow.
Laptop kind of on the stool, and then got to it. Okay. So even when I had features and stuff, sometimes we had to either we were sneaking in or we had to go somewhere else in the house. But it had to have that sound setting and stuff. And since it was already, it was probably about this big, so it had clothes and stuff in it, so it would suppress the sound.
That's interesting.
So that's when I started having, good enough confidence that I actually made a mixtape when I was a teenager. This is about when I'm 16, 17.
Yeah, I remember when you sent us the joint that was on SoundCloud.
Yep, it was I believe. So you don't remember this one? I don't think I showed you this one. It's called Only Human.
Okay.
So with Only Human came some of my friends heard that, and they were like, some people were like, it wasn't mixed properly and stuff like that. So a lot of my friends were like, some were joking about it, but some saw
the potential
that I could actually, possibly do this, especially with the confidence I had at my age. Because at the time I wasn't cussing, but I had the same intellect and could like speak well and explain whatever the song was about.
Okay.
So fast forward now. Some of the kids in the area started building up studios and things, so I started experimenting with people, and then I actually landed and started working with one of my homeboys as far as making EPs, and then later on making an album.
Getting some real experience.
Yep. Okay. And then definitely the SoundCloud one was Trey the EP. Yes. That was very.
I still listen to that.
I appreciate that, brother. That was a very experimental one for me, because I saw that I'm in a real studio now, so I wanted to be, just like what was going on the radio. So that's why I say experimental, because I like the, how can I say this? As far as attention to detail and stuff, it was more on the melodic and effort than necessarily like lyrical, because I had to make everything sound good.
Okay.
Still immature though,
right?
Because I didn't have that much experience. I was still about 17, 18 years old at the time. So as far as like my experience and ways of looking at life, it's still immature, so not too appealing, first coming out. Right. And honestly, I don't really like talking about, stuff that I don't necessarily do.
Correct.
Or so I have to make sure I have a way with words. Okay. So the EP that came out did okay. It was a little bit of buzz. At this age now, people ain't really doing too much, like, oh man, that stuff wagger. Everybody's starting to find their own self, finding their own independence. People want to start their own businesses. People want to make a name for themselves out of state because now they're in college.
Correct.
So definitely better perception.
Okay.
I think 3 years passed by, and then come April 3rd of this year, I finally released a complete album and project.
Okay.
And that thing opened my eyes up. It was like 7 years of struggle, all like happened triple times in just 3 months.
Right.
So now you can actually make music. We hear you, we see you. As far as in my area, the county, also in the state of Maryland, and then with people also going to college and stuff, people out of state also share my stuff as well.
That's what's up.
So I guess it's a leeway to wherever you want to talk about next, brother.
Right. So I know that the album in general has a lot of complex intricacies.
Absolutely.
Kind of talk about the difference between being raw and being in your mother's closet versus actually now being in a real studio with an engineer and people that's gonna say, "Oh, Trey, do this," or talk this way or do that? I mean, because I know there's a lot of differences to kind of do.
So this was definitely kind of like me being in my own home, trying to recreate what I'm hearing and everything, trying to be, a recording artist. It's kind of like training wheels. So once I got over and I started working with engineers and people that were, making sure I had a more disciplined approach. Of course, more and more takes. So everything you guys are hearing, it sounds like I probably punched in like 3 or 4 times. Okay. It's really like 20 takes of the same thing over and over again. And the 13th one is the best take. So we're going to use the 13th one.
Okay.
Type deal. So it was definitely a lot more discipline to now. I'm off the training wheels. Okay. Matter of fact, I might have a little X Games ramp. Might hop that jump.
Oh man.
Might go ahead and hop that jump.
That's what's up.
So and they were also the same people with the EP and everything as well.
Okay.
So yeah, that's pretty much how I would say it was just a lot more discipline. One thing that was something that I never had before is I had to trust people with my project and my ideas to make it embraced.
Correct.
See, there was a lot of times when I got smacked on the hand in situations that I was like, nah, bro, like, I really think this is going to be how you do it.
Okay.
And they say, you know what, let's just hear me out real quick, try it. It worked out. And then also, my ear for myself might not be how other people perceive it. So when I'm like, man, that's fire, all 3 of them in the other room could be like, nah, that wasn't it, show.
That ain't this, no.
that wasn't it, show.
Oh man.
So just having kind of like coaches on the other side, like being able to sonically hear what I'm trying to perceive and bring it out of me. That's that ramp.
So it's almost like even with the young age, even with this, you matured with it as well.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
I mean, kind of, again, taking that, with the instruction, so to speak. You know what I mean? And saying, look, nah, Trey, I know you like that, but nah, let's do it again.
And then also the business side too. But this is one thing that I will say this about the business side, and any striving artist that is watching this, I want y'all to understand. I'm not gonna say necessarily it's smoke and mirrors, because it is a lot of hard work to get into it. But the way that the internet is set up now, and there's so much free game and knowledge out there, bro. You watch a video that's about 3 minutes long, man. You can be on to something where you can start making money. So being around and seeing the business side, but not seeing all of it. So just like hearing, like, all right, cool. So this is how it is for the visual. This is how the process is with the mixing, the engineering side, doing it the right way.
Right.
I had to have a little bit more respect for it, because honestly, it does take a lot more time than what it was before.
Okay.
But now to where I am now, as I'm moving forward, pressing forward as a recording artist, and I'm kind of I'm going to try to start running my own program, and also bringing my friends so they have their own platforms to embrace themselves in the same exact movement. I've literally, and I hope everybody's hearing this, that if you apply yourself, save your money and everything, I think it's going to be a lot just cheaper and best beneficial just for you to just take that time to learn how to do this stuff yourself and do it the right way. And then also notice you cannot, I don't want to necessarily say by yourself, you need to find a solid group of friends that really like love and care about what you're doing. And then you got to also see how you can invest in them as well.
Right.
Because if it's just you on the forefront and you just taking the credit for everything, man, that ain't gangster.
Right.
Straight up.
And I just recently told somebody, that I'm in the process of building a team. You know what I mean? Trying to get some people around me that way, because I gotta be moving in so many different ways. I gotta have people behind me being able to do stuff, without me even being around, but stuff is still being, taken care of. So I'm in the process of, actually doing that myself.
And I'm more of a hands-on learner. So visually, I can, look and see. As far as reading, I can read very well. Speak very fluent as far as going through with it, but I'll look at it and then I'll just start daydreaming. Me actually being hands-on with it, so having the boys that's on the other side of this door right here as far as the engineering side of it, and telling me, look, press this, do that, I remember so much better. Okay. Like even as far as in my line of work, before even being a recording artist and everything, like I never really, as far as work goes, I didn't learn it like necessarily from school. It was actually like the field work of actually doing it yourself. That's how you know you can move forward with it and rock on.
So let's get into the album, because when you sent it to me, I was just like, wait, what? So first you sent me the single.
One, two.
I was like, oh, okay.
A little upgrade.
I was like, okay, this is a little different from SoundCloud.
However, tell me this: did 1, 2 prepare you for the album?
I would say yes.
Okay.
Because I could hear the growth.
Okay.
From a vocal standpoint, right? And then the construction of everything, the sound, the beat, you riding the beat, you kind of taking your flow and really like, cause people don't know, like I'm an Aquarius, so I listen to a wide range of music, right?
Fair wave, baby.
You know what I mean? And so I listen to the beat, right? But then after I got the beat and I like it, now I'm listening to what they talking about to see how they really ride on the beat. And I was like, damn, Trey is really riding this motherfucking beat. I was like, that's what's up. So the single was cranking, and I mean, I'm happy for you, But then when you gave me the album, I was like, wait. I mean, I turned it on, push play. I'm in the house. Wait, I pushed pause like 3 times. I was like, wait, I called Hood. I say, Slim, have you heard this yet? I'm listening to it now. I said, let me call you back. So I'm listening to it. I'm like, wow. So I think by the time I got to Walker Mill, I was like, wait.
Yeah, we got some hot grease.
I was like,
working
man,
with something.
What? So I mean, I would honestly say that first and foremost, I was very proud. It was a very proud moment for me. But then two, just knowing, how long I've known you, watch you grow up.
Yo.
I'm like, damn, man, Slim is really on to something. So, I mean, I can understand that the investment that you took and the effort that you put into it, it was like, man, you about to do something vicious.
Yeah,
so get into just the title and, some of the songs that kind of motivated you to do it. And as you get into that, I want you to talk about Grandma, because it's one song specifically, and I already know you know which one I'm talking about. You talk about Grandma, and you talk about some of the knowledge and the, education that she gave you that's still with you. Yeah. So kind of talk about, all of that.
So overall, I do want to make this clear that the bridge that everybody is hearing wasn't the original plan. Some of the songs was mixed around.
Okay.
So the way that it all first came out was I had a list of songs, good studio quality, got a concept, start to finish.
Okay.
Hopefully later on we get to hear from him. Mr. William Noyes is on the other side of here, and then also Isaiah Carter. So bringing them in after they heard the song and everything. At first, before I started recording, they heard the instrumentals. I had them all in a playlist, and they heard everything, and I recited it for them. Sometime around Thanksgiving, in my car, freezing cold, just parked on the side of the street.
Okay.
So we were like, all right, we got some stuff here. Once we actually started recording, I want to say the song Johnny, by ADB Lil E, and Posthumous, those 2 songs weren't done yet. So my project was just, I believe, only about 10 songs.
Okay.
With those 2 taken out.
Okay.
So then came in with Will, and he was thinking, man, I got some new, voice recording stuff. Let's tie some skits into this. So with the skits coming in, we completely rearranged everything to sound more so like a cohesive story.
Right.
And I want to say,
and that's exactly what it was.
Yep. And most of the sounds and stuff that you guys hear, they're just all man-made. They're organic and they're real. Right. So.
The one with Grandma.
Oh yeah.
And Johnny. Oh yeah. I'm with Johnny from across the street. I know Johnny. I heard about him. Oh, hey, Grandma.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Yeah. Hey, sitting there on the Bluetooth, on the speakerphone. Now, this is the crazy thing. Of course, the first couple takes, we was messing up and stuff. So imagine we sitting on Walker Mill Road, up and down the road reenacting it. Because if you listen to it, if you have like some good quality speakers, you can hear me actually putting my foot on the gas and stuff. Like I'm really driving. I really got my mans in the passenger seat. We really got the Bluetooth and the speaker rocking.
Right.
So she's sitting there talking to me, as far as Bluetooth and stuff. Grandma ain't really, too inclined with that. So I'm sitting there like, hey, Grandma, what's going on? She thinking I'm like this on the jump. And that's at least what we were perceiving and recreating.
Right.
So that element definitely tied in too. So most of the stuff, as far as the sounds and stuff you're hearing, was actually in my grandmother's area, and actually at my grandmother's house.
That's what's up.
She has a bar in the basement.
Okay.
So the Owls Wine and Spirits. Yeah. We pulled the bottles out and everything. We recreated. We had some voice acting. We went ahead and made the OG sounding voice and all that. It wasn't me. I ain't gonna hold you. It wasn't me. But yeah. So the same thing. That right there was a real organic take. Some of my boys sat on the couch behind us. We were like, y'all just talk. Right. Y'all had some of y'all haven't seen each other in a couple years. Right. Y'all go ahead and just chop it up. Right. Don't even pay attention to us. We about to rock on and go. Right. So you get the ambiance. We sit. We got some tape. We put a bell on the top of the door frame. That way I really opened the door. I really walked over to the bar to go and speak to the OG and all that type of stuff.
That's what's up.
The fight scene and everything. We was really outside. All the guys was outside. We were just talking. I had my car playing the sound. Mm-hmm. That way it kind of sounded like you outside of a club or you outside of the get together and everything when the situation occurs with Johnny. Right. When I saw Johnny, I was walking out of the liquor store. Right. I was really, walking on the sidewalk when I talked to him and everything. Okay. What are some other skits that are in there?
The grandma one was my favorite. That's my favorite.
Yeah, for sure. Grandma had a couple skits in there.
She did.
She had one in the middle of Walker Mill herself as well, where she is kind of explaining what was going on. Right. So we had to, because I didn't want it to be too confusing for people. If I got you this far, if you're on track 7 or 8,
you can keep going.
Then I need you to stay with me, because this is when the sonic endurance of a person. That's when they like, I think I've heard enough. Right. Once you make it this far. Right. So to tie it all together, she was just explaining like Johnny in the neighborhood is the hot boy. Right. That's the one that's doing the most. Right. You know what I'm saying? You need to go ahead and just step aside, go back home or something. Right. And this is an element that I want people to hear for too. And you may not have picked up on it, you may have. Everybody that I talked to told me to go home. Yep. The OG at the liquor store was like, Slim, go home. Yeah. Shawty on the phone was like, go home. Yep. Grandma, go home, Shawty. Yep. Like, I need to go home. Yep. I ain't go home. I went to the little get together or whatever. Shit pop off. Mm-hmm. Excuse my language. I apologize. But stuff popped off. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and to be able to reenact it, then the song Posthumous comes out, where it's just, even when I'm gone, I'm gonna still be here for you and stuff. And just kind of explaining for somebody that is caught in that situation, because there are people that are just for just being a part of a group or whatever. Right. You guilty by society, you getting knocked out. That's just what happens and stuff. Also, it leaves a cliffhanger. Did the character that I was portraying in there, did he really pass away? Who pulled the trigger? Right. So is it part 2? Oh. So what I'm saying? That's what we doing. Is it part 2? Okay. Is there something else coming? Is there something else coming out of this? You feel me?
So, kind of talk about Grandma a little bit. I mean, because I actually, when I heard, the verse, and I heard you talking about,
what song specifically? That way I can dial into.
I can't. I know. I think it was.
Or if there's a hook or anything, that way I can.
I know you were talking about Miss Morello.
Okay.
Taught me so much, and I can't remember every word, but
so. My grandmother that's inside of as far as like the skits and everything, that's my grandmother on my father's side. Okay. So that's Grandma Wilkins. Okay. So as far as Grandma Borello, unfortunately, she passed from cancer a couple years ago. Correct. And I wrote that verse of, as far as like speaking with her, and how much she just really helped me and brought me up as a kid. And she, no matter what, man, I'm going to tell you like this, no matter what, out of everybody in my life, my grandmother Borello, when she got that phone call that I got in a fight in school, I was getting into it, running out the house, not coming back for a few days type situations, she never had anything bad to say about what was going on, man.
That's what they do.
Out of every person that could like criticize,
no judgment,
had their opinion and stuff, she would still get her opinion off, but it was just so peaceful that it was like you gotta listen to it. And then the last couple years, you know, with her struggling with cancer, I was driving an hour and a half to Frederick, Maryland, which is Western Maryland, driving up on the mountain just to service her and make sure, you know, take care of the garden, you know, because there was certain stuff she couldn't do anymore.
Right.
Like flat out straight like that.
Right.
I had to take her to the doctor's appointments and stuff.
Okay.
So making sure that I put a piece of her in there, and I believe that is in Amen.
Amen.
Where
That's
I was
it.
like, Miss Borello, I was barely an adolescent. Trust you as my guardian, and I never second guessed it.
Right.
Wiser than any deacon that taught me 1,000 lessons, but cancer separated souls between its hidden message.
Yeah. That's
So,
it.
so yeah, man. That me being able to hold that verse for 2 years, because I wrote that when she had first passed away.
Okay.
And going through my notes, I found it. Of course, it's not the whole thing.
Right.
I cut it, clipped it, made sure it was in the
good.
right spot and everything, man. But man, I miss the hell out of my grandmother, man.
She was cool, man. Like she was. I mean, first and foremost, she was funny as hell. First and foremost.
Oh yeah, definitely.
When I
very
first
witty,
met
bro.
her, I was like, Joe.
Very witty.
It was like, you like that? I was like, man, she off the chain. I was like, that's what's up. But what are some of your favorites on the album? What are some of your favorites?
Overall, my favorite songs, bruh, is, I'm gonna say I like Lust because I'm so happy the way that came out. And I remember playing the beat in the car with the boys, like while we on the side of the street, and they were like, that's the one.
Okay.
Because I do notice now on the radio, as far as mainstream radio, it is a little more like a melodic rap. So me learning how to control my voice and everything on that, I'm not very loud on that song.
Okay.
I'm talking like, yeah, niggas acting out is all out of anger. Like I was really like kind of almost whispering into the mic, especially in the second verse and everything.
Okay.
So being able to have my voice like rise up to the hook, then the hook cuts on. Also, that's my engineer, AT Smooth.
Okay.
So he was actually on there with the melodies and everything. Avery did an absolute terrific job on that.
Okay.
And just bringing that to life with the skits, knocking on the door to go talk to my shorty or whatever. She busts open the door in the middle of the second hook, and she's just like, man, like, what you doing here?
What you doing here? I was like, man, this dude is making like a real live story. Like, this is what's up.
So Grandma house, Grandma Wilkins, the back, you go behind the house, she has kind of like, I don't know the correct time. Like she has a patio. Okay. With a screen door.
Like a gazebo.
With a screen door. So yeah. So she go and she Miss Trinity that was doing the skits. She was sitting on the other side. Of course, we had a bunch of mess ups and everything, but I walked up to the steps because it's kind of like it's wooden. So everything, every movement and stuff, that recorder's gonna pick up on it. You feel me? So we walk up to Joan. She opened the door. You can hear the springs rusting, all that type of noise and everything. Yeah. Just those type of elements to try to get people to see what I'm trying to portray here. So, and then the song's called Lust. Yeah. So the whole time, and right after that, that's when I have the conversation with Owls, Wine, and Spirits, where he kind of breaks down what I'm going through with Lust and everything, which I'm about to go to this party real quick. I know there's going to be some shorties there. My shorty pissed off at me, so she back at the crib. I'm about to go ahead and turn up and stuff. So when I go and say, man, you know, go ahead and grab them condoms for me, man, he like, what you getting condoms for? What you need to get condoms for? Then you just tell me you was going through it with shorty. What you doing, bro? Right. Hey man, it's a lot of elements in there, and I'm just so glad like we were able to like teach and people, you know, like listened. Also, not to break away from what your question was, I wanted people to know the reason why I made the album The Bridge is because I grew up in Forestville, Maryland, right, a little bit outside of DC, Suitland Parkway. So I grew up in an urban area till I was about 11. My grandmother's in Capitol Heights, so she's kind of like in a more peaceful, you know, type area. But you still get the elements. You still, you know, learn to come from a separate situation. Absolutely. I moved when I was 11 years old. Okay. Completely different area, completely different dynamic. It was so bad, bro. I think the second day that I went to school, I got suspended. Wow. Just from me talking to girls. Wow. Some normal stuff. Like, you know, you get into it with your boy or whatever at school, you only get like a day or two as far as like suspension. up there, 10 days, you got to get a hearing with the Board of Education and all that, depending on how bad it was. So that's why I felt as though that I was the bridge, because I wanted to bring both elements together so they can, understand one another, man. Okay. And that's something that I've been dealing with all my life, because when I went up to the area of Calvert County, at first it was, man, you're too black type situation and stuff. Wow. Like really, straight up. Okay. Especially with the school system. Okay. And once I went to high school and stuff, of course, there's it's a more diverse environment. So of course the school staff is a little more understanding and more, how can I say, social with it. And as far as a guidance counselor, they understand more as far as, being a African American in a majority white area. Mm-hmm. And, kind of, it's just a more understanding environment. Mm-hmm. But all the way, so 4 or 5 years in their school system, it was like, you are... You a piece of work. Yeah. And you as a kid, everybody keep telling you, something wrong with you. You start thinking, okay, yeah, something wrong with me. Cool. Right. So what you gonna do about it type situation. Right. So, yeah, for sure. So that's why I wanted to make it a bridge, because now that I'm an adult, I work in this area a lot. I'm in this area a lot. This family here that I visit a lot, because now I can move around. Mm-hmm. I have some people that's like, you're too white. Because I speak well for myself. I carry myself well and all that. What? So that's why I feel as though I'm the bridge, man.
That's what but I think that, to me, I just feel like, I think that it brings an element of surprise, meaning that I don't really look at the age. I look at the music and I listen to it, and I'm like, my man is really mature, because the stuff that he's talking about is some of the stuff that he's been through. But he's giving it to us in a way, like you said, it's like a storytelling, Andre 3000 type way.
And it's on both sides. It's as far as like if you're in an urban community, suburban community, or rural, community, that you can kind of understand what I'm getting at. I know the first, to me, once you get the gems, because the second song is gems, that's my favorite. Mm-hmm. Once you get the gems, I think if you listen to that, you're pretty much sold and you're in for the ride, as far as listening to everything. So honestly, first 2 songs is probably like, just warming up people.
Get you in.
So if I can get you to track 3, I know that you're gonna like that song. If I get you to 4, I know that you're gonna want to listen to what's going on, because you made it past the Owls, Wine and Spirit skit. So that's my second favorite song. My third one is Walker Mill, because my favorite pocket when I was a kid is sample rap. Okay. I love that stuff. Okay. Like the boom bap rap, I love that. Okay. I don't like my biggest probably weakness at a time that I had to grow on was hooks. Okay. I know I can rap, but as far as bringing a hook together on it, Walker Mill was my safe spot. Okay. So if anybody ever wanted to test me as far as my pen game work, listen to Walker Mill, or I'll need to drop more music with no hooks in it. Right. Because that right there I can make faster than a song.
Man, and when I was listening to it, you can tell it was a difference in the flow versus everything else with a hook. But I was just like, damn, Trey is really going in on this joint.
Slowed it down a little bit, for sure. Yeah,
and then the beat itself, with you rapping on it, I'm like, wow.
Lil Wayne No Ceilings doesn't have I think it's only like 2 songs on it. Other than that, it's him going to other people's beats, just rapping. Right. So that's my instinct, is to just start going and rapping. Wow. Moving forward, Kendrick Lamar. Okay. That's my favorite recording artist of all time, and Good to Kid, Mad City is just that's home for me. Yeah, that is, if I hear any song like any of those songs while I'm walking around or doing my business or whatever, when I get in the car, that whole album getting played. I love that jump, and and you can definitely see a lot of inspiration in the bridge as well from that.
Right, that's what's up.
So all together, you got Lust, Gems, and Walker Mill. Those are my 3 favorites.
Okay, so I want people to check you out, man. I want them to check out the bridge and check out those songs, and just check you out in general, because I think it's just. Like I said, I listen to a lot of music, and I mean, again, just being excited for you. When I heard it, I was just like, wow. And then I remember calling Hood. I was like, man, you heard this joint? He was like, man, nephew off the chain. I was like, man, what?
Yeah, and it's very difficult, because, like, in my opinion, I feel like me and my group of guys, if we are put in a situation where somebody with some power and some real horsepower could come and be like, look, give me your best song, and we'll see what we can do from there. I feel when that opportunity comes and everything, bro, we good.
That's what's up.
Right now, as far as like, how can I say this, music in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area sounds nothing like The Bridge.
Nothing.
And it's really hard to get people that's not on that type of time to appeal and want to listen to it.
Right.
There's some real jokers out here that's my age and stuff that understood it completely and embraced it. But there is still that song like Lust and Want To, which honestly, Want To me is not really a DC, Maryland, Virginia song.
Right.
But having those type of up-tempo songs there, that was for them. Okay. So that, you know, you can appreciate at least one song out of it.
Right.
Posthumous too.
Right. Right. So this new project that you dropped yesterday,
the single.
Good gracious.
That's what people.
Sheesh.
That's what people more so wanted to hear.
When you sent it to my phone, I was like, all right, I'm gonna check it out. He say 6 o'clock. I said I'm gonna wait to listen to it after 6 o'clock so I can feel like I'm listening to it with everybody else.
I wanted it to be at nighttime, so that's why I made it 6 o'clock, because it's starting to get darker early. That's that song that you need to listen to at nighttime with the speakers blaring, baby.
Yeah, so kind of talk about that one, because that one was, I had to listen to that thing like 6 times.
So now we're off the ramp, and now we're almost starting to do, you know, tricks on a half pipe now.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep that concept going.
Okay.
So now I have the self-confidence that I can rock and roll. Okay. I have other people around me that they have now grown with my project to their capabilities as far as visuals and everything. So I have people, we can be self-efficient.
Okay.
And
we'll take a second to rap to them a little bit, just
to
get their input as well. But
for sure. So we're all self-sufficient now. So we're like, you know what, we can go ahead and rock on and do this on our own.
Okay.
So this was more so of a point to prove type situation that I was like, because even with me moving up with the bridge and stuff, there still was some people that felt as though they had, you know, I still had more room to grow, or at least what kind of put me in that circumstance where I felt as though I had a ceiling. Okay. And I wanted to break through that ceiling. Okay. And moving through every stage as far as this music career, I know I have plenty more of those barriers that I'm going to have to break. Okay. So honestly, this song was for me having that first break of that ceiling to say, I can do this. And I know I can do this. And just so you can't say that I can't do this, I'm gonna put you in an environment that I've never been in as far as my music, and I'm gonna bang this joint out like you ain't never heard this joint before. Man. And that's the same circumstance. Man. I don't care, you know, due to COVID and everything. I'm a little upset about that. Right. But if I was able to take that joint and drop it in the club, there's no doubt in my mind this joint straight. Yeah. No doubt in my mind.
Yeah, that thing is. That thing's special, Snuff. I'm gonna give you that.
I had people calling me and just like, bro, you just dropped the bridge. This sounds nothing. This sounds not even close.
Right, it don't sound nothing like it. And so is that going to be kind of the foundation of you going forward on the new project?
It's more so going to be expect the unexpected.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
I do have plans on making another EP.
Okay.
Of course, we have new technology and we're still growing and we have more of a following, so people are, you know, starting to really take notice. So when I come and I hit them up and I'm like, hey, I need you for something, people are more open to, you know, rocking with me on this pathway we got going in.
Okay.
I don't want to let too much out of the table.
No, that's fine.
Just know that I'm growing and I'm only going to get better. So when this EP comes out, expect the unexpected. If you want to think that it's going to sound like The Bridge, okay. If you think it's going to sound like No Title that I dropped yesterday, okay. I would not expect it, and it's going to be fine, and I'm going to just leave it at that. It's not going to be, it's going to be a whole nother element.
So before we take a break and talk to the crew, give us social media, give us anything that people can find the album, find the EP, social media handles. I mean, whatever, however people can find you, because I definitely want people on my platform to kind of find you and listen and just give there is a nice enjoyment.
So as far as The Bridge, which I would definitely like you guys to start there, so you can actually hear myself, my true self, And as far as in the music field and everything. Definitely, it's going to be on all streaming platforms. The Bridge, Trey Taylor. It's going to be TRETAYLOR, and then The Bridge. It's on everywhere you can trip and fall.
Yep.
The new single, I actually had to get my name copyrighted recently, so I had to change the E to a 3, so TR3 Taylor. That one right now, it will be on. So let's say now it is the 31st of October. Probably a week from now, it will be on all streaming platforms. I did release it a little early just because I was a little excited, and I didn't want to drop it on Halloween because that's everybody's dropping on Halloween that wants to have that type of persona. So I decided to pull it back to the 30th. So as of right now, per this interview, I believe it is on Apple Music and Spotify and on YouTube. But probably a week from now, it will be everywhere you can trip and fall on.
That's what's up, man. So we're gonna take a break and we're gonna talk to the crew, man, and we're gonna kind of see what they got what they got to talk about, man. My man Trey Taylor, man. We'll be right back, y'all. Domestic violence. I hate the thought of it because I feel like it's unnecessary. I know COVID-19 has been one of them situations where a lot of people have been trapped with their abuser because we were on lockdown. We couldn't go out the house. So I know of some stories where people have been abused, and it's even heightened because of having to be trapped in the house with the person who is doing the abusing. I actually lost a good friend of mine. I consider him a good friend, and it was to domestic violence. He actually killed his wife and then turned around and killed himself. And when I got the news, it was I couldn't understand why. I worked with the guy. We've actually rode to work with each other. I've been to his house, met the family. I was at the wedding. It just threw me off. And the strength of a lot of people who go through this needs to be helped, because we need you guys to know that it can happen to anybody. It doesn't necessarily need to happen to men. It doesn't necessarily happen to women. It happens to everybody. I did some research, and this thing is across the board happening to men, women, and children, domestic violence. And it's just something that needs to be talked about. I mean, we want the survivors to know that it's okay to talk about it, and we want them to share their story so they can help others get through a difficult time, because it is a hard time to deal with. And so I just wanted to stop by and let you guys know that I am an advocate. I want you to know that I'm on your side, and I'm fighting for you. I want you guys to know that, if there's anything that I can do to help you, I would definitely do that. And any resource that I can provide, I'll also provide that as well. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm an advocate, for you, for your strength, for your resilience, and for your just the way you go about your business every day, just knowing that this happened to you, but you still allow yourself to know that there's a better day coming. So just wanted to thank you guys. Keep strong, keep the spirit strong, and definitely do not keep quiet. Please talk to somebody, let somebody know what's going on so we can try to help you and intervene in any way we can. 6thman. What's going on, fellas?
How you doing, man?
What's going on? So listen, man, I'm humbled because I've been knowing Trey since he was a young man. Like Trey was like this. So watching him here, chasing him, trying to beat his ass, he was bad as shit.
Yeah.
Seeing him elevate and get to where he is now, I like I told him, is an extremely proud moment for me. Family, friends. I mean, when he sent me the first, sample stuff on SoundCloud, I was like,
that's him?
oh shit.
Yeah.
So I even called his aunt like, Jay, this Trey. She was like, Kevin, he got something. So I hung up, I'm listening to him, like, oh shit. Seeing him, what's up, Kevin, what's wrong? Woo-woo. Then I saw him at we did a drive-by graduation a couple months back. He was like, man, I'm doing another project, I'm dropping something else, it'll be out real soon. I was like, all right, bet. So he sent me the EP. I was like, I called him when I said, Trey, what is this?
Yeah.
What you doing, dog? Production, sound, flow. I was like, man, what? Then he sent me the bridge,
Yeah.
and I'm a smoker, so I'm smoking. So let me smoke first. Push play, cause I love music. I love anything that's gonna make me do like this.
Yeah.
If I could sit back in my seat and do like this, I'm like, damn, okay, we got something. The bridge.
Yeah.
For in his age group, I'm like, who the fuck did this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I called him, I was like, Slim, first and foremost, let me tell you, the production alone, tough.
Yeah.
So I want y'all to kind of, you know, in a nutshell, break down who you are individually, and then kind of just give your take on the success so far.
Okay.
You can go ahead and say it.
All right, y'all did more than me. Y'all be last.
Start left to right.
See,
All right,
so
all
they
right,
humble,
start
they
off.
humble.
All right. My name is Will Norris. I handle a lot of the visual direction and stuff like that.
Okay.
I also handle a little bit of artist management.
Okay.
Like Trey's probably told you, I do a lot of working with him one-on-one. He lives down the street from me.
Okay.
And we've been close since my sophomore year of high school.
Okay.
And I'm 23 years old now, so it just goes to show it's
Young
been
dude.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
If I told y'all how old I was, y'all wouldn't believe me. Dang, young dude. Okay.
Yeah. So just in terms of the bridge and stuff like that, we had been working on it for the better part of like 2 years before it came out, because I remember sitting in the car late at night. I think you were there also. He ran us through every track and all the beats that he had found.
That was at the Meeks house. Shout out him. He's a good friend of ours, but I didn't have any plans. He was just having a party. I show up, and they just happened to be there. It's like, hey man, oh come here, I gotta show you this. So all right, I'm on the way, but I didn't mean to cut you off. But yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's good. And we were in the car listening. He ran us through everything. And at that point, I think it was a 9-song project.
Okay.
And he had gotten everything done, and we had gone through the whole recording process. Zay and I handled a lot of the engineering on that in terms of getting the recording done.
Man, y'all did a good job.
Thank you. And then, you know, Daniel Parks at Bayside, he handled a lot of the mixing and mastering and making sure the final product sounded the way it sounded.
Okay.
And at that point, we had like 8.5 songs done, and Trey was trying to figure out what the best way was to tie everything together to make it a more cohesive project.
Okay.
And that was when he came to my house to talk to me about that. And I was like, well, why don't we add like skits or something like that? Because he always talks about how he likes skits and
Right.
albums that he hears.
Right.
Like Good Kid, Mad City, one of
That's
our
his
favorite
shit.
albums. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we sat down and we were like, okay, we can write a skit, but how would it make sense? We had to rearrange a lot of the track lists to make sure stuff tracked out the right way. And then I sat up that night and wrote up all the skits that are in the
Really?
album. Yeah.
Man,
So
man,
yeah.
good job, man.
Thank you.
That's what's up.
So we
'Cause
wrote
I enjoyed that grandma skit.
yeah.
Johnny? Oh, I heard about Johnny. I was like, let me find.
See,
Hey, grandma, hey. Oh, grandma had you on Bluetooth. Well, you know, I don't care. I speak my mind. I said, man, they is really going in, man. That's
Yeah.
what's up.
It was a lot of fun. That was a day, I think we recorded most of them that day.
Mm-hmm. We only went
I mean,
with a
and,
couple.
but to include, you know, family, friends, you know, the crew, that had to be a good feeling to now listen to it and be like, damn, that's us, man. We did that.
Yeah, it's
That's
kind of
crazy.
it's kind of crazy when we like look back and think about it.
But also motivation.
Yeah, it's like this is just
to
the
keep
beginning.
it going. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that was a lot of the stuff that I handled with that, and then
Okay.
just talking to him on a day-to-day, just make sure his head's in the right place and keep moving forward, keep him on track.
Okay.
About it.
All right. And so on the engineering side, you know, just briefly, you know, you was telling me the difference between, you know, setting the mic and all of that good stuff. So kind of go into detail of how you got that ear and you wanted it to sound a certain way. Because the sound, I was like, man, this dude is really, yeah, good job. Good job.
So my name is Abe. I'm starting to go by AT on ATS Recording Studio. So as far as the bridge is concerned, I'm not actually the engineer on the bridge.
Okay.
The bridge was engineered by a great engineer. His name is Daniel Parks.
Okay.
Down there in Calvert County.
Okay.
I can say, in terms of the project, just talking to him and going over different things that he did use. We did talk about different compression techniques, different EQ things.
Mm-hmm.
I do recall on the songs that I was on, or songs that required, you know, just singing and things.
Mm-hmm.
I did help out with, you know, just the arrangement of the singers, giving people their parts.
Okay.
You know, just to allow the hooks and things to come together.
Okay.
As far as the bridge is concerned, I didn't do a whole lot. I was mainly just helping out with vocals. You know, I'm a singer primarily, as well as a producer and engineer. So, yeah, I was just up at college. I was still at Frostburg State.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was up in the
My
mountains.
daughter used to go there. Wow.
Oh man, what's it called? What year?
She left in. I want to say she left in 18.
18?
I think she left in 18, but now she's home.
What's it called? I might know because I graduated last year.
Well, she didn't graduate. She left to come to Maryland so she can kind of get that in-state tuition.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, I ain't mad.
So yeah, up there it was just crazy. I just remember her calling me, talking about, Joe, the snow up here.
Yup.
I'm like, I'm here. Trust me, I'm here.
Yes, sir.
I'm here.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. He just hit my phone. He was like, hey, I'm working on this project. I got a couple of hooks. I want you to be on it. Whatever you need, I'll supply it, but I want to get you down here. And we just talked and correlated. Once I got home, we got in there and knocked some tracks out. The craziest thing to me is, I think I hear everybody say it, but when you're in the stew and they give you what you're supposed to sing or what they want you to do, or even what you want to do, in your head you're not thinking much of it, like, oh, like this, okay, it's a little hook, whatever. I didn't think that the song that, like, I think it's called Lust, it was a song that, the hook, it was cool, but I was like, man, this is a vibey song, this is something that people gonna bump, but it's like actually the preferred song. I think one of the top on the...
Yeah, it's one of the top on the album, and we previewed it to Little Bacon Bear because she was doing Instagram Live, like previewing tracks, and her and Malcolm Xavier, yeah, they both loved it when we played it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
It was supposed to be like a just general submission, 30-second snippet, if we like it, because after 30 seconds, you know, it starts, they count it as a stream and everything like that. The Little Bacon Bear, Malcolm Xavier had it running a minute and a half before they turned it off. They were sitting back, you know,
Vibing.
dancing, vibing to it.
How does that make y'all feel, though? I mean, just being a part of it. Like, how does that, like, what does that feel like?
It's cool. It's somewhat surreal at times, you know. We sit there and we strive, like, they had a couple submissions when this pandemic hit. They had a couple submissions. We sat there, we submitted the song, watched the whole 3-hour live, and we like, man, like, they didn't pick our song this time. We sitting there, mad, we spent our whole, 3 hours just sitting there watching it.
Right.
Then to go back the next time and said, hey, they're doing it again. Yo, man, you want to try this again? You know, it's, you want to try this again? We wasted our time last time, it feels like, It's not. He said, nah, I think we got to. Submitted it again to finally get it on to that page, that level, and to sit there and to see them. And we know what product we got. We know they're going to love it. That's at least with that feeling we have. Right. So to see them respond that way and say, yeah, we do love it, I said, man, it's that,
and they were vicious on that live. Like, if you put up some stuff that was bad, they were gonna let you know. Like, they were pretty vicious.
Thumbs down, booing. Yeah, turn that off.
Cooking people up. Yeah. It was crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I could say, like, so I met Trey in my freshman year of college. Man, we was in I had just started. I had been making beats and stuff a little bit here and there, but I wanted to get into recording. So I got this little $60 microphone, a little mixer. I didn't even have a mic stand yet. We was putting socks over the microphone, you know how it be.
Absolutely.
And what's it called? He was like, hey, yo, I see you got a little something you trying to record, bro. We went to the Performing Arts Center and made the most trash recording I ever heard in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was bad. You know what I'm saying? And to think you go from that, using to this, you know what I'm saying? Like, even all of this, and then being able to hear, like, how his writing has gotten better, how his just vocal performance has gotten better, and then to have accolades behind it, man, not even for anything I got going, what he's doing type stuff. Because all the time I be telling him, like, hey, man, like, you doing your thing, man, your work ethic, how you going about everything, but this is crazy. He's like, man, this is us. And even though I'm all for the team aspect, like, the point guard is the point guard.
Right.
And, man, he's handling his business. Right. So, man, I'm ecstatic and I'm very, very excited just to see where it goes, because you can't teach some of those things. Right. Somebody can have all the talent in the world and not do nothing with it. Somebody can have all the drive in the world but not have no talent. But he's been, blessed to be able to have both and actually utilize it. So I'm extremely proud, and it's very, very the anticipation for what's to come.
Yes, me too. I feel the same way. Great. I feel the same way. And the only thing that I would say is, I was just telling him that I'm in the process. Like, I've been doing this now for 2 years. going on my 3rd year. And I think that when I first started it, I think one of my concerns was, are people really listening, right? And I think that I did my first 20. Of course, I got feedback, family and friends, because they want to support, right? They like, man, he doing something positive, let's support it. But then it got to the point, 30, 40th episode, 50th episode, 60th episode. They like, wait a minute, this dude got 56 episodes, he got 80 episodes? And now I'm on YouTube, now I'm on Facebook, now I'm on IG, I'm at work going live. I look up and it's 300 people. I'm like, wait a minute, no, stop playing. 300 people? Yeah. And then when you cut it off, it's more than 300 people.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute, what is going on? So in my mind, I just felt like one of my fears was, are people really listening?
Yeah.
And I think that listening to Trey, you can tell that he overcame that adversity. Like, you know what? I'm going to do it my way, or I'm not going to do it at all. And I feel that from him, because I feel like when I do what I do, the word that I get from people is authenticity. Mm-hmm. And they like, no script, you just say what you feel, you do what you do, right? So I would say, man, protect that man, Joe. Keep his energy up. You know, make sure he, around, solid people, because, we talked, and, when he called me, I was just saying, man, your team is about you and your team, man. Because for me, and his uncle and how we go, I mean, we 25, almost 30 years strong, right? And I'm 42. So it's like, for us to be where we are, I would love to see y'all get to where we are in our 40s. I mean, because you'll look back and be like, dang.
All this time.
Damn, Slim, we done got, and I'm like, don't let none of that stuff pass you by. Any opportunity, I love the fact that the young people now, they don't mind doing whatever the fuck they want. If it's 3 a.m, you can't sleep, hey Slim, come through, man. I got something, man. Come through, man. I mean, I get it, because it's something nice. I wake up and I'm like, damn, let me talk about this. And sometimes I just set up and I just go. And it's like, in that moment, that's the best episode I've ever done. Just 3 o'clock in the morning. But don't nobody else know it was 3 in the morning, because it's pre-recorded. But when they listen to
3
it,
o'clock last night.
there you go. Yeah. There you go. So I just feel like, the team, I understand that the artist and the point guard is important, but the team behind him is important too, to make sure he is, kind of, where he needs to be. So I appreciate y'all, man, giving me some time, man, because I didn't know if he was going to be able to do this or not, because I know he's busy. But, I mean, again, I appreciate y'all. I definitely appreciate him. But I definitely appreciate y'all, and I hope y'all, keep Slim grounded. You know what I'm saying? Keep him humble, because
of course. We stay on him a lot.
Because I mean, you know they can go from here to here.
Yeah.
Real fast.
Yeah.
I'm the artist, nigga.
Say,
you still my boy though, Slim. Chill out. I remember when your ass, be easy. You got. All right, dog. You right. Yeah, just keep him humble. But yeah, man, I like what y'all doing. It's all positive. You know what I mean? And I just feel like, I think it's the sky's the limit for y'all. I mean, as young as y'all are now, and kind of hearing that setup or that music, I was like, wow, this is crazy. So kudos to y'all, congratulations, man, and I hope y'all keep my man humble, man, for real.
Appreciate that.
All right, no problem. So I just got finished talking to your crew, man, and I think you got you a good team behind you, man, and I think that they understand that, you are the point guard, but they also understand that they got to protect the point guard to make sure the point guard is always, sound mind, humble, and make sure that he good. So, like,
Absolutely.
just based off that, like, where do you see yourself going from here?
I am happy to announce that I am now a business owner. Choice Music Group, LLC. The way I want to go about it for now on, at least for us to, start getting our foot in the door, as I want my supporters and my friends that have talent, I want you guys to just work. This isn't a type of thing where it's like I'm trying to sign artists and stuff, especially not right now. Mm-hmm. I just want it to be that we have services that if you have a music video or something, I got somebody that I can call right now to get you situated. Okay. You want to make sure that you get your track done correctly, I got somebody that can help you out. You want to make a song with me and stuff, me and you can work it out. If the jump fire, I'm not even going to charge you, Slim. And then also, on top of that, I run my own distribution. So I can get your music where you need it to be and all that. Of course, the prices will vary and all that. But it's more so of, if you want to work, we can discuss pricing and everything, because I know some people got it like that, some people don't got it like that. And some people also might be coming in this jump with already some notoriety that we kind of need to make sure that we support them as much as possible so we can get what we need to be. I just want this to just be a work, no excuses type platform. Like, I have what you need. You just have to make sure that you apply yourself. If you don't apply yourself, then you're wasting not only my time, you're wasting my staff's time, and you're wasting your own time.
Right. That's what's up.
So yeah, and I don't want to, and also I do apologize. I don't want to say my staff, but the people that are around me, you're wasting their time as well because we all work cohesively. So I apologize for saying staff. That's not true.
Man. I mean, you know, it is what it is. I mean, sometimes you just got to say what's on your heart, man. I mean, I know that a lot of times when people listen to me, you know, they always use that word authenticity, and I feel like that's just, you know, I take pride in that because I don't want to try to be anybody else, or I don't want to try to talk any other type of way. I just try to stay in my lane and just drive and not get a ticket. Sometimes I get a ticket though. But man, this was a treat, Slim. I can't wait to just see what y'all got coming. I mean, you gave me a little sneak peek of, you know, part two. I said, oh, okay, he about to give us something. Okay.
Yeah, there's a chance that it could, at least we left it there for, if there is a part two, will we leave it at? Okay. Of course, as of right now, I'm not moving forward with that idea. Okay. But coming into that, Will did say, let's leave that there just in case. Because once we get to that big, you know, all eyes on us type situation, I will bring it back.
Okay.
So, yep, and then also I will find a way probably to like redistribute the bridge as well. That way people can get refreshed like probably like a month before the real thing comes out.
Right.
So that way people that have not heard it, which is going to be a mass population that doesn't even know who I am yet, they'll be able to, you know, get reacclimated with themselves in the movie, and then that way they can go ahead and see what part two talking about.
Okay.
But overall, man, I'm just blessed that they even have this opportunity with you. I'm blessed that I have like true friends and family that really see potential, because it was a point in time where like this, there was several times when I gave up. It was just several times. And then with Avery, working with him when we went to Frostburg State, that was 2 years of me not making music no more, not even kind of playing around with it. For him to bring that back out of me, and I still had another 3 years of growth, but now it's to the fact that I know what I'm going to sound like on the other side. I'm just ready to rock, man. I'm ready to work. It's not necessarily like opportunity hit my email, hit my phone,
right.
the right opportunity. Right. I'm gonna make it happen so we can go there. Everybody with me, we all work. Like, so behind all this music stuff and all that, I still have to get up 6 o'clock in the morning. I still got to make sure I show up to the office. I still got to make sure I got to work. Right. Any free time that I have is invested into music or into my friends and my family to make sure everybody is up to par. Because I can't do it with them, and I can't be sitting there trying to do the outshining and everything.
Right.
Because they need to want this for themselves.
Correct. That's true.
And they can do their own stuff.
Right.
They coach me. Right. I don't coach them.
Right.
So, and that's facts.
Right. That's what's up.
So,
that's
what's up.
So, man, look, again, I appreciate you taking some time.
Thank you, man.
And like I say again, man, much success. And I'm just waiting to see what you got in store, man.
Yeah. We just want to keep working, and that's just everybody. Once again, my name is Trey Taylor. So for social media, we can have Instagram. I believe it's going to be Trey Taylor, TR3 Taylor. On Twitter, it is going to be Emoji Trey. So EMOJI, and then Trey, TR3. And then I believe Snapchat is Killem Bay, but because you can't change your username on Snapchat. So that's an old junk. So that is Killem, KILLEMBAYE, and that's my Snapchat. And then for anybody for business, as far as inquiries or anybody that wants to reach out to me, it will be Trey Taylor Management. So it's going to be TR3 Taylor and then mgmt@gmail.com. And if you go on those social media platforms, you can go into my bio where you'll be able to see my library of content. Thank you so much.
Trey Taylor, y'all.